Right. So let me tell you one thing. The enemy is lied to people that sex outside marriage is freedom. You see, sex before marriage or sex outside marriage is not freedom. So the enemy tried to fool you to make you think that, okay, this is freedom because you can sleep with whoever you want, you can kiss whoever you want, you can touch whoever you want. But that is bondage. It's sex outside marriage or sex before marriage is actually demonic. You see, so if you look at it, any people, all the people who are doing it, you see, they are actually living a miserable life. They actually have the traits in their behavior, how they interact with people. They have pride. They are jealous. You see, they even think that they can sleep with anyone. They admire other people's wives, other people's husbands. They can talk about it, so it's terrible. It makes them even selfish. You see, even as well as self-centered in everything. So they are always thinking about themselves, in everything they do. So it gives you characteristics of demons of the devil. So you can see people who are actually doing this, sleeping around or sex outside marriage, sex before marriage, if you have a discussion with them, what they believe, they believe in exchange, in just benefiting from people. They don't really love people. They can sleep with you but not actually love you. They can pay for you or buy you alcohol, but if you need even some money which is less than half of the alcohol, the amount they pay you, you just say oh, I want to call my mom, I don't have credit or something. They will not give you even that money. They will not even buy you airtime, to maybe call your parents who are not feeling well or whatever, or even to go and visit them. But they can buy you alcohol to in order to just sleep with you. So whatever they do, they are always calculated. They are envious, they are jealous, they don't have patience, they don't have kindness, they are not generous, you see. So even self-control they don't have. So sex outside marriage, it makes you the worst person. It makes you it brings out the worst version of yourself, right? So the demon can think it's doing you a favor, but it's actually taking advantage of you. So the thing is that personally, I think that people who are actually doing sex outside marriage or this fornication or sex before marriage, they have to repent. They have to run back to Jesus. They have to go back to Jesus and to leave this type of behavior. Because I don't think that anyone who is doing sex outside marriage or sex before marriage should get married to anyone. Even should not even get married to other person who is also doing the same thing, because the result will be detrimental at the end. So unless they have repented and go back to Jesus and completely discard these ways of living, these are the ways of the devil, then they have to get married. Because when you are in this state of sex outside marriage, anyone who is going to marry you or anyone who is going to have you is going to have the worst version of yourself, and you don't want to give the worst version of yourself to someone who actually loves you, to someone who wants to be committed to you for the rest of your life. So if you are not ready to repent, then you don't get married. Just continue with that lifestyle. Just sleep around and don't get married. If you want to have kids outside a marriage, just do that, but don't get married. So sex outside marriage is not freedom. It's bondage. It takes away freedom actually from yourself. Because even the way, so it gives you a devilish mindset. You even start to think your family is a burden to you. You even start to think kids are a burden to you. You even start to think that your friends are a burden also to you. So when you are doing this sex outside marriage, you can't even help your friends freely. You can't even help your family freely. You always think about what you can benefit from other people. You see, so that's why everything, it becomes transactional. Like, so even that's, so when like, if like you buy someone lunch, like if it's a female, then you want to sleep with them. Like whatever, if even you lend them money, the next thing you want to sleep with them. If you see someone else's wife, you think like it's a potential sex partner as well. So when that's a, when the husband or is away, you want to try to find yourself to sleep with that woman, like a married woman. Like, so you sex outside marriage, you think like everyone, you can sleep with everyone, even the married people and whoever they like, so the prostitutes and whatever. So it gives you some kind of mindset of bondage, but which sounds like it's freedom. So sex outside marriage, it can make you think like you have freedom of doing whatever you want. You have freedom to sleep with whoever. You have freedom to sleep with your wife, your friends' wives or friends' husbands, your brother's wife, or even your sister's husband. Like to sleep with prostitutes, to sleep with whoever, your classmates, your whatever, your workmates, or all these kind of things. So you think that it's freedom, right? But it is actually bondage. It's actually like make it, because all these kind of things, like you become addicted to all these kind of things, and these are shameful things that you always want even to hide from people, to keep hidden, to keep as a secret, and so then you become a prison, you become a slave of yourself, like you become a slave of those kind of things, you see. So it doesn't give you like any freedom. So if you are doing this sex outside marriage or sex before marriage, my advice is don't get married if you want to continue doing that, because you're gonna give the worst version of yourself to people who care about you, you see, or repent to Jesus, right? So sex outside marriage is not good for anyone, like even for men, but it's worse like to women. So you can say it once you do it, you have even to commit bigger sins than that, because once the person you because it's a shameful thing. So in order to hide it, you want to crucify, you want to cut like communication, you want to hate people, you want even like people who know about it, you want them to die, all these kind of things. Like that is the same thing. Like you can see what happened to David. Like he committed this sex outside marriage with like Uriah's wife, with Bathsheba. Then what was next? Like he got ashamed of it, right? And he tried even to try to cover it up by bringing Uriah back to sleep with Bathsheba. But because Uriah was a noble man, and he couldn't even sleep with Bathsheba because his colleagues were at war, and he can't do that. So David, like, because that shameful thing, it led him to even commit another bigger sin, which is like murder, which is to kill Uriah. So this is, so it becomes, so David became a slave of that sin, because it had to push him, like, okay, you have to do this, you have to cover up, you have to do this. So it's a bondage, like it's not freedom, really. So people, you have to know. So the enemy will lie to you that, oh, this is freedom, you can sleep with, you can have the chance, it's amazing to just experience different kind of races, to sleep with whoever, and so on. But you are all this, you are collecting demons, you are collecting selfishness, you are collecting unkindness, you are collecting pride, you are collecting self-centered, like self-centered behavior, all this. So you can see, like the way you behave, you are collecting like hating FM. You are collecting transactional behavior and everything.